Hey, it's Allison from Computers.mom here to show you how to take a screenshot in Windows. There are a lot of reasons you might want to take a picture of something on your computer screen. For example, if you get a scary pop-up window like this and you're wondering what to do about it, you can grab that image, save it, and send it to us and say, "Help, what should I do?" Sometimes you just want to capture a little area of the screen like this mom, or an entire window, or maybe even the whole desktop like this. In any case, there are a lot of different ways to do this in Windows, too many ways. So I'm going to show you just a couple that are easy and reliable. First way is using your keyboard. In order to do this, you need to identify 3 important keys on your keyboard. On the lower row, there's the Control key, CTRL, it's usually written, the Alt key, and up here on the upper right-hand corner, the print screen key. That one you probably never paid any attention to. Since keyboards differ, this method may not work easily for you, in which case just skip ahead to method 2. Okay, so how does it work? If you hold down the Control key and tap the print screen key, you don't actually see anything happen. But in fact, your computer has taken a picture of the screen and saved it in memory, as you can see in my very bad drawing here. So we need to get that drawing out of the memory and into a file. Here's how. We need to open the Paint program. Start by clicking the Windows Start button on the lower left-hand corner of your screen and then just type the word Paint. Paint shows up in the list. Press the Enter key on your keyboard and here we are. Now all we have to do is click Paste and that image that was saved in memory appears in the Paint window. If we want to keep it, all we have to do is click the Save button up here at the top of the screen and give it a name and location. I'm going to choose to save this one, let's say on the desktop, and it's called untitled.png. A PNG is a graphics file format. Let's call it desktop because that's what it's a picture of. Desktop screenshot. I click Save and I can close Paint because I'm done with it. And there it is, sitting on the desktop, a graphics file called Desktop Screenshot. Pretty easy, right? So Control Print Screen took an image of the entire desktop. If I hold Alt and tap Print Screen, I'll take a picture of just the top window. That's the one that has Computers.mom in it. And then the procedure is the same. Open Paint, paste, and what you see is just the window that was on top, not the whole desktop. And once again, I can save that. This time, let's call it Window. And once it's saved, close Paint, and there it is. I have an image of the entire desktop, and I have an image of just the window that I was interested in. So that was the keyboard way. Method 2 uses the snipping tool, which is built into every version of Windows since Windows Vista all the way up through Windows 10. To open the snipping tool, once again, click the Start button on the lower left-hand corner of your screen, and this time start typing SNIP for the snipping tool. When it shows up in the list, press Enter on your keyboard. And here's the snipping tool window. There's also an icon down here in the taskbar. To save time, right-click on it and choose Pin to Taskbar. Now, the snipping tool will be available when we want to use it next. Let's zoom in and take a look at this tool. There's a couple of buttons here that you're going to use, the New button and the Mode button. Mode determines which type of screenshot we're going to take. If you click the little drop-down arrow here, you'll see there are 4 kinds available, and rectangular is selected already. So all I have to do is click New, and look, the screen goes kind of milky looking. When you move your mouse over here, you'll see there's a crosshairs, and hold down the left mouse button, drag till you've selected the area you want. When you release the mouse button, there's your image. You've got a bunch of tools at the top of the window here that you can use to edit that image, or you can just click here to save it. When you do so, it will automatically try to save on the desktop, and it will give your image the name Capture, and it'll be a PNG file, which is a normal graphics kind of file. So that was pretty easy. We're done with this one. Let's close it. Now let's try using the snipping tool again, but to capture an entire window. To make this clearer, I'm going to open not only the snipping tool, but also a calculator. That way we've got more than one window to play with. On the snipping tool, change the mode to window snip. Now see how there's a red line around whichever window I'm pointing to? Clicking on the calculator window captures an image of the calculator plus that little edge of the window that was over it. But we have a problem now. If I try to save this, it's going to name it capture.png again, and that violates a fundamental rule of Windows. You can't have two files with the same name in the same place on the desktop. So I need to rename this file. Let's call it, how about calculator? Okay, we can close the snipping tool now because we're done with this image. But if we want to do a full screen, all we have to do is open the snipping tool, change the mode to full screen snip. That's it. We don't have to capture anything. We just have to save it because you have no options with a full screen. So we're going to save this one as desktop and close the snipping tool. Now I've got 3 files. Just for a little bonus, let's try the last mode, which is freeform snip. This is a lot like rectangular snip, except instead of your cursor being a rectangle, you get a little scissors and you can draw a connected shape around any area of the screen. Now let's try playing with some of these tools that they give you in the snipping tool. I can highlight, or I can erase what I just highlighted, or I can maybe choose a pencil and do a little doodle. Okay, I'm done. That's enough. Let's save this and we'll give it yet again another name, Mom. So, done with the snipping tool. We've done every single mode of the snipping tool, and that's all there is to it. So let's recap. Method 1, capture either the entire desktop with Control Print Screen or just the current window with Alt Print Screen. That's saved in memory, so you'll need step 2, which is to open Paint by clicking the Windows key, typing PAINT, and then pressing Enter. In the Paint window, click on Paste, which will look like one of those 2 buttons, and then save the Paint file wherever you want it. Method 2, open the snipping tool the same way. Windows key, type SNIP, and press Enter. In the snipping tool, use the Mode and New buttons to select rectangular area, window, the whole desktop, or a freeform area. And finally, save your file with a unique name in the location of your choice. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.